Hi, my name is Lucas Pete, and today I'll be talking about the Fundamentalist-Modernist controversy and Jennings Bryan. The Fundamentalist-Modernist controversy was a major schism that came out of the Presbyterian Church during the 1920s, 1930s. At least that's when it originated. And this divide occurred because some members of the church were getting away from the fundamentals of the faith, the cornerstones of the Christian faith, and being more open to ideas such as Darwinian evolution. On the other hand, the fundamentalists, they held on to the five fundamentals of the Christian faith, which were the inspired word of God, virgin birth, Christ's atonements for sins, resurrection of Christ, and Christ's miracles. And although there were many people involved in this debate and this controversy, one of the most interesting figures of it was Jennings Bryan. Bryan was a career politician. He served in the House of Representatives and was the 41st Secretary of State. He also ran for president 3 times, and as Russell Allen puts it in Jennings Bryan, Statesman and Fundamentalist, Bryan should have been the next president. He was just like Henry Clay, was groomed for the job, was one of the best politicians of the time, but despite his running for presidency 3 times, lost all of those bids for election. But after Bryan failed to win the presidency, he turned his attention back to Christianity and defending the fundamentals of the faith. And Bryan, he was a staunch opponent of Darwinian evolution. As an article in Science Journal put it, he saw that it was harmful to society. He also blamed it as one of the causes for World War I, the social Darwinian aspect of it. And so he was going to do anything he could to put down the acceptance of Darwinianism amongst Christians. And he tried to do this in 2 ways. The first was in the General Assembly of 1923, where he attempted to be elected the moderator of the General Assembly. But just like his presidential campaigns, he lost this one as well. And the one who ran against him, the victor of the election, was Reverend Charles F. Wishart, who was a proponent of teaching evolution in the schools. Bryan's second way to go against Darwinianism was to try to be the antithesis of Wishart. He tried to push for a ban of teaching evolution in the schools. And there were a few states that accepted this, one of them being Tennessee, where really this all would culminate. And although Tennessee had banned the teaching of evolution in the classroom, there was one teacher who defied this ban, John Scopes. And John Scopes, he was put on trial for teaching evolution, and defending him was Clarence Darrow, a famous attorney at the time. But Darrow not only was set on defending Scopes, he was also set on defending modernists and attacking fundamentalists. And Bryan, he rose to the challenge, and he came to the defense of fundamentalists and prosecuted John Scopes. And although Scopes was fined, he was found guilty and fined $100, Bryan was the real loser in this trial. And this was because Darrow, he called Bryan to the stand to testify as an expert witness on the Bible. Bryan, he felt confident that he could do it. He had studied the Bible all his life. But once he got on the stand, Darrow was prepared, and he asked questions in such a way that Bryan didn't really know how to answer them, and answered them in ways that went against the Bible. So the real outcome of the trial was Bryan looked kind of like a fool, and the Bible appeared to be inaccurate. And as Randy Moore put it in his article, The Aftermath of the Scopes Trial, Darrow and the modernists, they won a victorious defeat. They may have lost the actual trial, but it brought this issue to national attention, and the modernists came out looking like the true victors in their ideology, at least. And the trial, it really it defeated Bryan in every way. He passed away only 5 days after the trial occurred and was concluded. But despite that, despite his efforts, the modernists, they were still able to win out. But Bryan is just interesting because he did try to come to the defense and act almost alone in the defense of fundamentalism.